One Nation's primary polling has grown to around 25% of the country. Almost all of this has come out of the coalition column. To illustrate what this huge shift could look like electorally, let's look at what even a relatively small one could do to the 2025 results. To illustrate this, let's turn to the electorate of Wright. Wright is a rural electorate in southeast Queensland and is currently held by the Liberal National Party's Scott Buchholz. This is what the primary looked like in the 2025 election. The LNP at 34%, ahead of Labor at 25% and One Nation at 16%. It looks pretty comfortable for the LNP, and this is how the preferences flowed. As minor right-wing parties got knocked out, One Nation just got stronger and stronger until it was just 10 points that split One Nation and the LNP when there were just 3 candidates remaining. And then, afterwards, the Liberal National Party won by a comfortable 8-point margin. Now let's look at what might have happened if we pretended that on election day, just over 5% of the voters had decided they'd put One Nation first instead of the Liberals. Now, in the last knockout round of preferences, One Nation beats the LNP. We don't know how preferences would have flowed in this situation, of course, but in this scenario, the LNP is out, and it's entirely possible, maybe even likely, that One Nation picks up that seat. That's the change with just a 5 percentage point shift, just 5. What we could be talking about here is an almost 20 percentage point shift. And Wright is not an isolated example. There are a handful of seats that may change hands to One Nation if we run this admittedly imperfect experiment and shift just 10% of the Liberal or National column to One Nation. And it gets into double digits if we start talking about things like 20 percentage point swings. The biggest questions now are, can One Nation sustain this extraordinary high? Will this actually translate into votes on voting day?